Devin Khan here for Seconds Out with a victorious Conor Benn, enjoying the spoils of victory after the win over Pete Dobson. Just talk me through how happy you are with the win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, going there and do what I do. You know, it was like a sparring session. It was very negative, and just he didn't come in there to win. He was like a journeyman in there.
In terms of you saying it's a sparring session, just on your side of the point of view, did you feel you could have done more to impact what happened there? Maybe jump on him when you had him buzzed. You feel
it's hard because he was still very negative. You know, when you have fighters who come to win and come to bring it, you know, you see more openings, you see the opportunities, and you take them, and you're able to. There's a lot more room to work with than when you got someone there who's not there to win.
I asked you about whether, you know, the shots that he was able to land on you, if they hurt you at all. You said no, that they hadn't. Look, you'll obviously be confident in your chin, but is it good to also prove that in a sense to people as you climb up the levels that your chin stands as well too?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that he's the level that I would test my chin against. But then again, you don't really want to ever have to have your chin tested. That's the plan. So, you know, got caught with some silly shots, maybe, 5 shots in the fight that were like silly mistakes that were made. But yeah, you learn, you grow, you're always working, you're always learning and developing and becoming a better fighter.
From being honest with you, there was a lot of feeling coming into this fight that you dispatched of Dobson quite early. Did that ever get through to you, and did you feel that coming into the fight?
No, because I do what I do anyway. I bring what I bring. People know what I bring. And, you know, if there's an opportunity there, I'll take it. But he was tougher than I thought. But he was just in reserve. Like, he was just trying to survive. Like, he weren't taking no risks, no chances. You know, so there wasn't a lot to work with. But, you know, I've done what I needed to do. It's another fight. It's another fight ticked off. It's, you know, about momentum and getting back out there. You know, it's a blessing in disguise doing 10 rounds and 12 rounds. It's my first 12-rounder, so it's a blessing.
Does it frustrate you, his side of the performance, when you're trying to sell yourself to an American audience?
Not really, because people still see what I can do. You know, it's never going into a fight going, it's always a fight going, oh, he was tough. He was really tough. You know, it's always that sort of vibe over anything else. You know, if he didn't want to come to fight, that's on him, not me. You know, it takes two to have a good fight.
Eddie Hearn mentioned that he doesn't want to mention Chris Eubank Jr.'s name anymore. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm like it's the fight that people want, but he don't really care about the people. You know, he don't want to give the fight, you know, that the people want. You know, so that's that.
What names are on the hit list then going forward?
There's a few names that are being worked on and should be having an announcement over the next 2 weeks.
Barrios is one of them. Broner was one that was pushed out as well. But I wanted to ask you, just for Barrios and for Eubank Jr., skill for skill, I know the weight is a thing, but skill for skill, who's the tougher fighter out of Eubank Jr. and Barrios?
Both very different, man. You got to remember, it'll be me fighting a 160. So I don't know, I'd probably go different for different reasons. Eubanks is obviously because he's at 160, but that's it. Mm-hmm. If he was a welterweight, he'd get absolutely smashed to pieces. He'd still get smashed to pieces at 160, you know, but if he was 147, people wouldn't give him a chance. But because of the weight advantage, people will, you know, maybe slightly lean towards Eubank. So that's that.
Would you like Broner in a sense because of the spotlight he brings?
Broner? Nah, zero interest in Adrian Broner. I ain't got time for time wasters.
We saw Bill Haney enter the press conference there. He seemed very respectful. On the other side, his son put out a tweet regarding your power. He says it left it in needles. Obviously, aspersions regarding what's going around, the noise surrounding your career at the current point of time. What was your reaction to seeing that from Devin?
Yeah, that pussy's never had no power. Like, that's it. He's just jealous. You know, as he said to me when I was asked about him, get off my dick, man. Do you know what I mean? You jump off. You know, him tweeting about me. You know, he's just never had no power. Never had no knockouts. Boring to watch. Good fighter. Very athletic, but boring to watch. This is the entertainment business. You know, he had no knockouts in his last 7 fights. So, and he lost to Lomachenko. So, you know, he needs to go and rectify that loss. He'd highly likely lose again, but I don't see him taking that fight anytime soon. Instead, he wants to call my name.
Let's mention a name that has kind of fallen by the wayside, but there's some British public interest in that fight, that being Avanesian. Does that interest you at all?
When you're talking these mega fights, commercially, it isn't that sort of fight. You know, so when you're talking up, has he got a title? You're talking Barrios. You're talking Eubank. You're talking mega fight, stadium fight. When you're talking Haney, he has a title, mega fight. So I wouldn't say his name is up there with as long as those names. But if it's a fight that the people want to see, it's not that. Listen, I'm a fighter. This is what I do. Well, let's make the fights.
There's a bigger battle now on the horizon in terms of the appeal. You feel confident and ready heading into that appeal?
Yeah. Well, me and my team are very confident. Obviously, it's still heavy on my shoulders, holds me down, holds me back. Some days I'm motivated, some days I'm demotivated. So, you know, I just want this chapter closed in my book, man.
Failed to mention to you in the build-up, I remember seeing a picture of you and Van Heerden together, and Van Heerden's, I think, put a post, or maybe it was you, saying life's too short. Can you tell me about how that came about and the conversation you had with Van Heerden? Because he was one that, along with many, to be fair, point the finger at you.
Yeah, I mean, social media is a funny thing. It's a funny place. It gives people a false sense of security. But then in person, keep that energy. Same with Dobson, keep that energy. You know, it's like, but then it was like, I understand his point, you know, as a way to justify his loss. It was a way to, you know, explain the loss, you know, in his head. And, you know, he's very respectful. And, you know, I think life is too short, man. I don't hold no grudges against anyone. Say what you want to say. Do you know what I mean? It makes no difference to me. You know, there's a few people that I've been shocked at. He was one of them, to be fair. But it's like, does my life change? Does my life change? I've had the whole world say I'm this and I'm that. You know, so it don't change my life. I've got my beautiful son, beautiful wife sitting over there. Got a daughter on the way. So it's like, what? I'd rather be me than you, because I ain't got time to be sitting on Twitter commenting rubbish. I ain't got time to be sitting on Twitter caring about what you do or give my opinion on what you do. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. And I feel like those who do care need to get a hobby.
I'll just finally quickly, just outside of your fight, Fury-Usyk is now rescheduled, the cut, causing the cut to make the fight rescheduled. Does it change your pick at all as to who wins the undisputed fight because of the cut?
Sorry, my ADD kicked in.
Just saying, finally, Fury versus Usyk is on the horizon. It's rescheduled May 18th because of the cut suffered to Tyson Fury. Does it change at all your pick for the undisputed fight winner because of the cut that Fury has?
Yeah, nah. I mean, I don't think it's going to make much difference. It's unfortunate that Tyson got cut, but what can you do? It's sparring. You know, I've gone into fights with torn tendons. I had surgery straight after. You know, I've broken my jaw in training. You know, it's combat sport. This is, you know, you're going to get cut. It is what it is. Very unfortunate that it's so close to the date, but I don't think it changes the outcome. I think Fury's a beast. In terms of he's a freak, man. The size of him, the athleticism. I say athleticism. May not look it, but the way he moves is, you know, it's not natural. You try and move like that for 12 rounds on your feet in a fight. I can tell you now, it's hard work. So to do it at his size and just the way he fights, he's unique, one of a kind.